girl, Portia Marie.
What's going on, Dope family? It's your boy, Iffy.
This is where creators meet and have dope conversations. Welcome to the Dope People Meet podcast. Today, we have sports and entertainment leader in ATL, Jah Rawlings in the building. What's up?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for joining us. So let the people know who you are, where you from, and what you do.
So I'm Jah Rawlings, founder and CEO of AEBL, founding partner and owner of Fitness First Agency. I'm also a partner in Sneaker Ball Atlanta. You name it, man. Anything in the city that's moving, I'm a part of it in some way, shape, or form. Originally from New York, been living here in Atlanta for 21 years now. So Atlanta's my home and my city, and I rep it to the fullest.
For sure. All right, we're going to get into some dope topics. You know, the Braves just made it to the World Series.
Yep.
So the hot topic in Atlanta sports is that we're finally shining in sports. However, when it comes to the Falcons, what do you feel like they're missing?
They need a new owner. I think they need new direction, to be honest with you. I think the team has, the players, and we need a new quarterback. But the quarterback and the owner change going to probably happen together because that's his guy. And I don't think he's going to let them get rid of Matt Ryan, to be honest with you.
You don't think so?
Nope. So I think, and I'm not the biggest football. I like college football more than NFL. Because my former team, the Giants, just were bad. So I was like, look, man, I don't even want to watch this no more. But I think the Falcons, they just need new leadership and new direction. I think they'll be all right, similar to what you see with the Hawks and the Braves. They switched it up a little bit,
right,
and they started getting success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons. Let's talk Ben Simmons. What's your take on Ben Simmons right now?
They need to give bro his time. Whatever time he need. To figure out what's going on. I think it is mental. He's psyched himself out, and I see it, being a former elite athlete and having tons of friends who play pro basketball, pro football, pro baseball. I think that he is mentally kind of worn out, and the pressure is starting to build around him, and he's not performing. So all your vices are hitting you at the same time, But I think they're, I just said this on somebody's post, that they're milking it and it's going to backfire on them. You know what I mean? And I love Rich Paul and the whole Clutch team. So I know they're going to do what's best for their clients, but I think they should just let him either not play, right, at all, or just play the season out, do what you're supposed to do, and then they can trade, because they try to trade you and nobody wants you.
Nobody.
Because they see what the baggage they're going to be dealing with. So I think bro just need to, focus on himself first and then get back to the game and grind it.
Facts. Yeah. How you feel about the whole vaccine with Kyrie Irving, missing out on millions? Because I would have took the money.
Yeah. Well, Kyrie a different type of guy, man. He's a stand-up dude. I don't always agree with everything that he does or says, like the world being flat. I don't agree with that. But what he's doing right now, man, is we always say as a culture or as people, either you're going to stand for something or fall for anything. And now he's standing up, and it's like, where everybody at? This is the guy that's willing to risk it all. And money ain't no problem. Dude is, probably worth half a billy. So he not worried about no money. I think he's more worried about really standing up. I don't believe in this, and I think that's fine. We were just talking, the vaccine shouldn't be a mandate. You know what I mean? They don't make you go get a flu shot. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Good
make
point.
you go get a flu shot. Now
You
I
vaccinated?
get. No, I'm not, and I don't, and it's not, and I have kids, and I'm around kids all the time, so I understand the bigger picture, but I just don't know if we're ready for what they're trying to put on us with this vaccination stuff. So, that's my personal opinion, but like I said, I think Kyrie is doing what he believes in, and I feel like it's unfair that his job has to be put in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Where you're talking about one state where all the other states.
Yeah.
So you basically telling me to go get vaccinated, but then I got to play on the court against guys that are not vaccinated. What sense?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So, yep.
Okay, so before we get into the deep conversations, we got to start off with, a celebration. So celebrating life and our accomplishments. So give us a word of affirmation or something you live by every single day.
Yeah, my motto is believe in yourself and always bet on yourself, because at the end of the day, you only can count on yourself. So, that's what I live by, and that's my motto.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, let's get right into it. Give us the background of the start of AEBL.
Yeah, so we're actually getting ready to celebrate our 10-year anniversary.
Yes, 10 years.
10 years already. You know.
First of all, y'all, AEBL stands for Atlanta Entertainment Basketball League, for those that may not know.
Yep.
The biggest thing going on every summer in the ATL.
Yep.
But go ahead.
Atlanta summers will never be the same. But yeah, I played basketball coming up. I started playing at 3. Played elite high school, college basketball, even had a short stint playing pro ball, and just decided it wasn't for me anymore. Like, I didn't want to go through that grit and grind of training, and it was totally different. We didn't have social media and all that back then. I probably would have did a little more, but worked for the Atlanta Hawks for about 5 years doing basketball development. But I always knew, my mom told me at a young age, she was like, you're not really I don't see you working for nobody. Like, you too entrepreneur, your mind, you think ahead. And you're a boss. Like, my mom raised me that way, as a young kid. So I always had a vision I was going to do something basketball tournament, some league, because I was in AAU a little bit. So a lot of guys you see from Atlanta, I coached a lot of them in AAU. So I was doing AAU, working at the Hawks, and I had this, and I still have the notepad. So it's a black and white marble notebook, and I just used to jot down ideas like, yo, this is what I want to do. Being from New York, you grew up around basketball, and basketball is everything in New York. Now other things are starting to become that, right? With hip hop and basketball. But I wrote down in my book, I'm like, yo, in the next year or two, I'm going to start a basketball league, something like I grew up in New York, in Atlanta. In 2013, I quit my job and started AEBL.
That's crazy. And I met you in 2014, as soon as I got to Atlanta.
Yep.
So dang, I've been knowing you really kind of at the start of AEBL.
Yeah, since the beginning. We had just moved to Grady that year. Yep. That was our first year at Grady High School.
So like, what was the start of getting like these NBA players to like join forces with you and say, yo, we're gonna come rock out with Jah for the summer?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I always gotta salute the guys before me that were doing, pro-ams or leagues and things like that. So the city already had that kind of like that culture building. I think when we started AEBL, just because of my background and experience, it just hit a little harder, because I was coming with something new. And then, shout out to my guy, Lou Will. Like, once he jumped in, and at that time, Lou's still hot now. He's everybody's favorite guy. But, like, at that time, it was Lou Will everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wanted to live that lifestyle he was living. He was doing, he was around. All the celebrities wanted to hang with him. He's that guy in the NBA. So when he started coming and supporting and playing, I think it just made it that much more easier for other NBA guys to be like, yo, Lou playing, it's in Atlanta. And then shout out to 2 Chainz, Quavo, K-Camp. Like, those guys actually helped us get brand awareness as well, because they was coming, supporting, playing in our celebrity charity game. So the brand just stuck. And I think the NBA players seen the quality and the way we were doing it big in Atlanta for the community. And they was like, yo, we got to be there. So to the point we get Kyrie Irving, and now we got, we got about 48 NBA players that play in our league throughout the summer. So for me, that's a huge accomplishment in just 10 years,
That's crazy.
So do these artists get paid, or they just kind of?
Nah, they just come, man. It's for the love. It's relationships that we have, because people don't know I was in the music industry before all this. I don't talk about it a lot, but
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so like I used to be a grassroots or guerrilla marketing rep for Def Jam. So I've marketed like Fabulous, Busta Rhymes, Method Man, Redman. That's kind of how I always saw myself doing sports and music. Like, just kid growing up in New York, that's kind of like the thing, right? So I used to be the kid that used to go climb up on the trees in the poles, put up the posters, hand out the flyers, pass out promo CDs. And then when I got to Atlanta, a good friend of mine was cool with Grand Hustle's team, with Clay and Hannah and Jason Jeter and those folks over there, and they gave me an opportunity. Actually, my name is Jah the CEO. Y'all may go on Instagram. I think he just deleted his Instagram, but one of my mentors' name was Chuck the CEO. So Chuck was one of their marketing managers at the time. He pulled me in, and I did the whole run with Young LA. I helped them get Ain't I Poppin' on college campuses and like B Market Radio. I've worked with K-Camp. I've worked with Trinidad James, 2-9. My little brother used to be a rapper. His name was Just Nice at the time. So he was like the Black Mac Miller. right? So he was like the college schoolboy kid that wore the backpack. So originally, that's where I laid my foundation in Atlanta. And I don't know if y'all remember or not, but it used to be a Welcome to Atlanta show that happened every BET weekend when Hip Hop Awards first started coming here. That was my show. So you know,
Jah, you have done so much. I never knew this.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, a lot of the artists that y'all see now, Sari, Devontae Hitchcock, Earth Gang, Jid, a lot of them came through that pipeline. But when I moved from music, like I literally just let it die, like put it in the casket, put the coffin, buried it. So people don't even know that. But like I said, that was my real first entry into like the scene in Atlanta. Everybody's, go to him. You want sponsorship? He know how to get it. So I feel like I was born to do marketing. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing it. My friends used to be like, yo, bro, like everybody else just look at the front of the magazine. I would go read like, yo, who's like Michael Jordan's agent? Or how did he get this deal? You know, like I just always been like that. Even now I do that. Like when I'm reading Instagram, like I'm the guy that'll go read the whole caption and then I'll look on the tags and follow.
Yeah, always looking at the tags.
Because I'm a big research junkie. I stay up to like 3-4 o'clock in the morning researching. So a lot of people, you know, that statement like, oh, you think you know everything? I'm like, if I don't know it, I'm gonna find out.
Period.
You know, that's just me. So that was my entry into Atlanta, and then like I said, the basketball thing became, I would say, more relevant about 2011. I've been here since 01. So I went to Georgia Perimeter in Decatur, lived on Panthersville, Highland Landing. Anybody know anything in Decatur? Like we lived in Highland Landing. Georgia Perimeter don't have dorms. Well, they're not Georgia Perimeter anymore. Georgia State brought them out. But yeah, so I've been in the trenches. A lot of people be like, oh, you know, I've heard people be like, oh, he not even from here. I am from here. I came here at 18. You know, so I wasn't born here and I wasn't probably raised to the early, you know, my early teenage age, but I've been here since 18, you know.
Oh, dang, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, listen, I'm on the rise. I'm on my 7th year of Atlanta. I'm like, listen, y'all need to start claiming me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've done a lot in these 7 years.
11 years for me.
Where you originally from?
Jersey.
Okay, so you already know, yeah.
So we all family.
Family.
We all family.
But let's take it back to the most viral AEBL moment that happened this year. I was able to witness front seat when Trez Harrell from the Washington Wizards shot at the backboard. Yeah. And you wasn't even there.
I wasn't there. I was on vacation. So every
it was crazy.
Yeah, every 2 weeks in the summer, well, not every 2 weeks, but 2 weeks out of the summer, I take a break and just let my team rock out and do their thing. And like I'm literally like when I'm on vacation, I kind of check in. I might post a couple of times, but I ain't on social media like I normally would be, like on a day-to-day basis. And like my phone just started buzzing. Like I'm like, yo, why everybody texting me, right? So I'm thinking the worst, like some fight done happened, something crazy done happened at the gym, and you know everybody hit me. And then one of my boys, Jason Ross from Raunchy, sent me a picture. And it's him and Trez standing in front of the basket. But I'm just thinking he just, you know, Trez maybe scored 50 points or broke a record or something. I'm not looking up at the basket in the picture. So I'm still, you know, as people texting me, and then my team lead, she hit me and she was like, yo, don't be mad. And when she said that, I already was like, yo, man, what done happened? And she's like, yo, Trez broke the backboard. So again, I'm just thinking like broke it, not like shattered it.
Oh.
So, I mean, it was crazy. Like you said, it was probably the biggest moment in summer basketball this year.
Yeah. And
it was super stressful because I'm away, you know, and I'm very hands-on, you know, I'm in every part of my business. So it wasn't just like one of those things where you're like, oh, we'll get it fixed. I'm like, yo, how we gonna get it fixed? How long is it going to take for them? Because, you know, it's COVID, so people won't got backboards. You know, they already had told me anything go wrong, it's going to take a couple of weeks. But fortunately, having relationships, we was able to get the backboard switched out like the next 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And for us to be able to play the next weekend.
So how did it feel like having all that momentum? Like you on ESPN, you all over the news, like you was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good because like, you know, I'm a head down worker. Like I keep my head down and just grind. So to see us on national TV, it felt great. You know what I mean? It felt like, man, like, okay, we getting there. You know, we ain't arrived yet, but we getting there, and this is what we work for. You know, this is them times we was talking, I'm like, yo, P, we got to do this, this, and this is why it's going to make sense. And some people didn't understand that at the time, but now those same people are like, damn, okay, they on ESPN, they on Slam, they on Bleacher Report. I mean, we was on SportsCenter 3-4 times that week, you know. So, you know, it was a huge, and it was a great feeling, but like I said, it was a stressful a little bit to try to figure out how we was going to have next weekend's games.
So what's your take on, you know, the whole HBCU going to play for like Clark Atlanta, Morehouse versus going to play for PWI? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm a big firm believer. I actually created the HBCU Elite 100 camps that will help elite and undiscovered student athletes showcase themselves to HBCUs. For me, I tell people all the time I did not go to a HBCU, but I was recruited by tons of them, but I didn't know, like nobody was there to give me the education on how the importance of going to HBCU, what it meant, the opportunity. People just like, look, you a top player in the state and in the country, and you need to be going to like Clemson and, you know, Duke or North Carolina, all of, you know, the major PWI Power 5 schools. That's what they put on your radar. But I had South Carolina State, North Carolina A&T, Shaw University, FAMU. They all recruited me, you know. So I kick myself now. Not that I'm not glad that I did what I did, but had I known better or had somebody to educate me and direct me that way, I probably would have played at a HBCU and then might have amplified me somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I know God's time is important. But for me, man, is making sure that these young kids understand that you don't have to run to Kentucky. You don't have to run to Duke. Yes, they play on national television, but if you are that good, you can bring the TVs to the TV stations and channels to you wherever you play. And I also think that we just got to do a better job of making them understand it's bigger than the sport. You know, not all of our schools or HBCUs are fully funded like they should be. Or the experience, yes, the experience of being a student is great, but as an athlete, it's not so much because, you know, you travel on the charter bus or in the van when you're a Division I school. You get what I'm saying? Right. You're not, listen, North Carolina JV team don't even travel in the van, bro. They take planes and charter buses and private, you know what I mean? They have they're like, almost like, and I jokingly say this, like your best high school program is like these PWI's JV program. They get funding, they got scholarships, they get uniforms. So it's like you go to Howard, and Howard, FAM, Hampton, those big, North Carolina A&T, those big schools, they get it. But Morehouse, Clark, you know, I didn't even know there was a school called Oakwood. So we just launched, on top of the HBCU question that you just asked, not only did we do the HBCU Elite 100, I actually kind of partnered corporate brands with HBCU entities, so community, they do esports. We just did a really big partnership with them in Red Bull where we're taking them and building out esports labs in HBCU schools.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? So for me,
fire.
It's like, if I got the platform, I got the reach and the resources, I'm going to try to drive that to HBCUs. Not to say I still won't work with, you know, Georgia Tech, and that, because it's all love for what we're doing in the city, but we got to make sure that our youth start understanding what HBCUs are really about, and it not just being homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad to see. I always like throw a little shade, but like I've been in the HBCU space for like 7 to 8 years. So I used to do CIAA, the SWAC tournaments, because I really wanted to understand what goes on in that space, because I didn't attend the school, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then I fell in love with it. I seen my people. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to take this over. So now to see all these different HBCU classics and HBCU this and that, and I'm like, yo, I hope y'all in it for the long game, because when these sponsors, when it ain't cool no more to support black people, what y'all gonna do? You know, are y'all going to stick in there and make it work and do what y'all say? So, you know, I'm going to hold these people, you know, foot to the fire, you know, in the next 3 to 4 years. And I'm always a resource. So, you know, I've been doing it. You know, we're getting ready to launch a 100 camp that's going to rival the Nike 100 and the NBA PA camp for HBCUs next year.
Fire.
You know, so I'm excited about it, man. And I love what we're doing in the HBCU space.
So you play ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had a scholarship to go to Duke or Morehouse. Where you going?
I'm going to Duke. No, 100. I'm going to Duke because I'm trying to go to the NBA.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I want to be on TV. I want to wear Nike. I want to get outfitted, right? But that's in my time. If I'm in this time and I'm the number one player and I can go to Howard play on TV. Howard sponsored by Nike. You see what I'm saying? I'm the attraction. You get what I'm saying? And they can pay me now. I'm going. Because guess what? Now I can monetize my own bread. I don't got Duke making money off the players. All the Power 5 schools are making money off their players. Ticket sales, uniform. The players before this past year, they couldn't even make money off their own jersey. But the bookstore got it in the how?
Right.
You know, how you selling my jersey and I can't even sell my own jersey? And if I give my jersey, say I gave my jersey to Portia and she gave me $150, that's an NCAA violation. I'm gifting it to her. She cash at me $150, bro, I'm going down. I'm suspended. But y'all can sell my jersey in the bookstore. You know, so I think, like, again, the top 25, 50 kids in America are going to go to PWIs. The next 50 that are going to go play at Georgia State, well, why not go play at Howard? Why not go play at FAMU? You top 100 player in the country. You get what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So these kids got a different, they have social media, they have different type, they have cult followers. Mikey Williams, bro, like Mikey Williams can go any way he want to, and it's gonna be the same. Actually, the experience might be better if he go to HBCU, because then he can really live the life he want to. He's not gonna live that life at Duke, because they're gonna have him under, he gonna be boxed in. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. He go to Howard, go to FAM, North Carolina A&T, Norfolk State, where they've had people come out and go to the NBA. It's possible. People don't know Rob Covington, right? That's my guy. First guy to step up and say, yo, man, I'm gonna support what you're doing with HBCU 100. Bro, he was just a considered all-star, defensive player of the year from TSU. You know, but again, you don't see that story being told.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's on purpose, so we just gotta do a better job. But like I said, I would, in my time, I would go to Duke, because that's all I know. Now, my son right now is an elite athlete. He's only 8 years old. He wants to go to Oregon, but I'm also taking him to FAMU. I'm also taking him to North Carolina A&T. Like, he already know he want to go to Oregon. Like, if I introduce you my son, you be like, where you go to school? I'm going to Oregon. He's 8, bro. You know what I'm saying? So now for the next 7, 8 years, I'm going to be taking him to HBCUs so he can see. If he decides that he want to go to Oregon over HBCU, that, as long as we considered it. And maybe it makes his homeboy like, man, Jaden to go to FAMU, maybe I should go. Because that's all it is. It's culture influence.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of your son, did you build your son up to like be a future player, or like you just kind of?
I started that way, but these last couple of months, if you follow me on like Facebook and Instagram, bro, I'm starting to remove that pressure for my son. I don't want him to think that all he can be is an athlete and he got to always be the best, because then he starts to put pressure on himself, and we're seeing it. Like 2 weeks ago, he's struggling. So he started putting so much pressure on himself, bro, that he wasn't even having fun. And I'm like, he 8, bro. He ain't going to college tomorrow. He ain't no NBA, ain't no NFL, NBA, or Major League Baseball looking at him now. But I had to dial back a little bit and realize what we doing it for is for him to get a free education, and whatever he develops and builds to be from there. If he really want it, he has the talent. He's one of the most talented kids and smartest kids that I've ever met. So I know that a lot of people are like, yo, he gotta play basketball. Like my dad's like, yo, why you don't focus on basketball? Because he like basketball, but baseball is his thing. And now he's starting to fall in love with football. So I'm gonna let him do what he likes to do.
As you should. So like outside of the HBCU Elite 100 program, I know you now have junior AEBL hoops. Would you say your son was the inspiration behind you starting up their programming for the junior AEBL?
Yeah, my son, his peers, because we keep a close knit of young kids with us, like his friends, and then also my dad, to be honest with you, because my dad is one of the leaders of pioneers of youth grassroots basketball in New York. And I just felt like he wasn't getting his just due. Like people still, slighting him or taking him, for advantage, and like, oh, bingo gonna show up no matter what for these kids. And, I told him, I said, yo, that era and that time of New York basketball being at the pinnacle is over. So I get what you're trying to push to. Like, he just had a kid that he grew from 2-3 years old, James Boatnight. He just got drafted this year as lottery pick. they didn't say, yo, shout out Bingo, like the dude that was going to pick him up and feeding them, and and it happens that way. But I felt like I wanted to give my dad his flowers while he was still here, and then build up a name for him, in these latter years of his life where people will remember him for what he did. So that was the real initial. And then obviously because my son hoops and the kids around us that we mentor and stuff. So junior AEBL was always a vision that I had once I got AEBL jumping. So now the NBA players can start sending their kids and,
Smart.
and then we just start building the community, and that's what really AEBL is about. It's basketball, but it is community, and that's what's most important to me.
That's dope. So like if you could be a player for a day right now, if you could be a player for a day, who would you be?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow, I never thought about that. I would probably say my damn self because I'm a player. But I would probably want to walk in maybe like Steph Curry shoes. I would say just because I think that like he was the underdog and now he's on the top. To see what
I love Steph.
Like how he and honestly, Steph is not one of my favorite players. He's not. He's probably in my top 10.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in the group. I would say top.
But
one,
I'm saying like when you think about people like LeBron, like if I say LeBron, I'd be like, well, I already kind of idolize that, right? Like I already try to look at the moves they making and do that with my team, you know. But like somebody that's an outcast in a sense, right? Is Steph Curry. Because he juggles some of the things that I do, family, having a mom or dad who was a former NBA player. My dad was a former NBA player, so I think that I would probably want to walk through his shoes being the underdog now, being on top and seeing what that looks like and feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I was hoping you weren't going to say LeBron James.
Well, that would have been the easy,
Speaking of LeBron James, the Lakers, what's up? Who you got in the fight? Ant or Dwight Howard?
Dwight all day, man.
Dwight all day. Not the way I saw him got pushed on.
Nah,
Ant
is a.
I got my money on
Ant. What do they call it? He's a giant. What's the saying? Like, gentle giant. Yeah, gentle giant.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I got my money on Ant, yo.
He from the
Dwight
shop, but he
old.
the outcast. No,
Dwight
but
old,
Dwight's
man.
strong as hell. You know what I'm saying? Dwight's like a Superman compared to Anthony Davis, bro. Dwight put him in the chokehold, it's over. like my man did on Baby Boy.
I don't know. From the video, I don't know, man. So you was in the music industry, right? So what's your take? You got J. Cole, Try to Go Hoop, and now you got, what's his name, making a song?
Kawhi.
Yeah,
Kawhi got an album coming out.
It's an album?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a song. I heard it. I was like,
he
that
got
shit,
an album coming out.
it's pretty tough, though.
I haven't heard it. I actually was reading about it yesterday, and New York Post, like, yo, Kawhi's got a big announcement, and then it was like, I thought he was coming back. You know
What's
what I
your
mean?
take on that, though? Like,
I think it's cool. I think, everybody has other passions besides what they portray, out to the public, So, like, I love shopping, like, people will be like, yo, man, like, you in the industry and you do all these different things, whereas most people, honestly, that work in agencies or corporate companies pretty much wear the same thing all the time. For me, like, I love to shop and I love to travel, which is kind of ideal for everybody. But like for me, like I would do like the little travel blog posts. Like I'm a foodie. I like to go eat at new restaurants and try new things. So for me, it's not just that's the basketball sports marketing guy. It's like, yo, man, I have a affection for other things. So I think it's dope. Lou Will, Dame Lillard, Kawhi. I know there's a couple other guys that are jumping out there too and starting their music careers. I just think don't let that work you right or take you away from what you really want to do and where you got. What got you here, I think Andre Drummond was the other person I was like, bro, like, I don't know if this for you, but if, this what you want to do, go do it.
I mean, Shump did.
And Shump too.
Shump is actually pretty good.
Okay. I never checked that out. Dame, you rolling with Dame? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Dame every time, for sure. And see, I love even what the NBA is doing with like the NBA 2K, and putting these artists on the covers. Yep. So like, what's your
we got a lot of hometown guys that's in there. Yeah, Earth Gang.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope to see Not just because it's an Atlanta thing, but it's good to see like artists on the rise, and it's not just like the more popular artists, the J. Cole's, the Kendrick Lamar's, you know, that are always on these games for music. So it's like it's actually giving new opportunity for all of us.
Yes.
You know, believe it or not, like, you know, Barry's my guy. Shout out to since the 80s. That's family, key. It helps them because now it puts them in a different space to be able to navigate branding and marketing, working with such a large entity. So people don't look at things like that. It's like, oh, it's the artist, it's the art. I'm like, nah, it's actually helping everybody around them understand and learn how to really do some things in the business. But I think it's dope, and I hope they continue to shed light on the rising artists, you know, especially the ones from Atlanta that are super dope.
Exactly. I even think like even with United Masters platform, they have it now to where, you know, they have these up and coming artists. Your song can be played on NBA 2K.
Yep.
Like I thought that was really dope, and it's a really organic process where you are literally submitting your song and getting chosen from these people. It's not like, oh, we know him personally, so we're gonna rock with you. No, it's like I'm actually giving somebody from a small hometown with maybe 1,000 followers.
And they got a dope song, and the world just hasn't heard it yet.
Exactly.
You know? Yep. So
LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron.
Whoa. Why? I want to know why. I want to know why.
LeBron. Are you talking about for Space Jam or just in general?
Oh,
like
general.
In general, LeBron.
Why?
LeBron has done more through his work in basketball and community than Jordan has ever done.
We talking basketball.
Basketball is still LeBron. He's done it.
Okay, I have a question.
He's done it. So what we gotta stop being hoarders of time. There's nothing that the only difference between Jordan and LeBron that anybody argues is clutch. What does that even mean? Right? Like if I don't get the opportunity, right, to put myself in a position to be clutch and make the right decision, sometimes the right decision is better than me saying I got blood in my veins or my ice cold. Like that don't mean nothing. Athletically, LeBron. The game sense, LeBron. What Jordan was in the era with post office workers. If you look at it, bro, there was no athletes like LeBron playing against from start to finish. The kid came in at 18 and has dominated since he's been in the NBA. Jordan had 3 or 4 years to learn, and it's a difference, bro. Like, and we made, like, in NBA, us, yes, Jordan, I would say they 1A, 1B in my book. You get what I'm saying? The reason why I'm putting LeBron over him at this juncture is because the height that LeBron's been at since he's been in the NBA. Jordan has not always did that. Jordan, yeah, and I get he had to retire and things like that. He had a 6-run window that he accomplished, and it was immaculate. But look at the first 3.
But did you watch the documentary?
I did.
Okay, I also had this other thing, right? Because a lot of people talk about how Jordan hasn't done a lot for the community, right?
No, he does a lot. I just think the way LeBron did it, like LeBron, when I say community, I don't just mean like giving back.
Okay.
He set up his boys. His boys are billionaires.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
They billionaires.
I feel you.
So when I say community,
you.
and I think that's what we need to start learning more as a culture, when you say community, it don't mean you literally going in the community handing out sandwiches. It's the community that's around you.
But even with that, right? So like I always wondered too, like it always be in the back of my head, because I like to play devil's advocate, right? So I always be like, well, what if he just don't showcase what he got going on, or maybe his homeboys or whomever around him, they just don't show the world.
No, he don't. But that's
know?
to me, that's the needle mover, right? In a sense, because Jordan does a lot. Jordan put a lot of people in positions. Jordan take care of a lot of people. He give away a lot of money. But the point is, when he came in, and it's not his fault, it's kind of how they built what I mean going to a PWI. They built a certain system and regime around him that maybe he didn't necessarily have control over, right? LeBron said, nah, I'm bucking that. They could have did the same thing to LeBron. Even though he came out of high school, hey, here's your lawyer, here's your Jew lawyer, here's this person, that person, nah, my boys. I'm gonna get my boys. You got a good fight there. I'm gonna give you that. You got a good fight. I know
that's a good fight right there. I'm gonna get that to you.
LeBron, like I said, LeBron also set a precedent for us as young black entrepreneurs and cultural leaders and marketers and event planners, because he showed us that not only can I do it because I'm the superstar athlete, my guys are smart and probably smarter, and look how they're building. Jordan didn't anchor us that way. You get what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Look who Jordan hang with.
Good point.
You get what I'm saying?
I feel that.
I don't think, so to go back to his point about just basketball, they're neck and neck to me. It's hard to, some days I'm like, damn, Jordan was, and he's different. You know what I'm saying? But then some days when I look, like for me, when I look at the big picture, the impact, what he's doing, he doesn't get a lot of credit for a lot of things that he's done. Dude been in the championship every year. You know, almost after what he missed 2. That's not easy, bro. And you're the best player. Now if we go to Jordan, I don't want to take too much time on this. Go to Jordan. If Jordan was so clutch, how many game-winning final shots have he hit?
You know,
it's 1. And that wasn't even the game winner, technically, because they still had time. It wasn't to end the game. It was to close out that the game. What if Utah would have came back and hit a shot? You get what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant is, people say Kobe, right? God rest his soul, Mamba, but he emulated Jordan. So that's why I can't even like put him in that conversation, because like, bro, you just literally copied and paste. You know, and not saying that's not what we're supposed to do, because I feel like Steve Stout is one of the greatest culture marketers. But my goal is to get him up out of there. You get what I'm saying? Like in a friendly way, not like disrespectful, but it's like, dude, in the next 5 years, I want people to be like, Jah. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you still can do your business and do all the business you're doing. But for me, it's like, dude, I want people being like, culture-wise, in our space, bringing as much money as he's done in the cool, like, y'all know that Steve Stout created the McDonald's, yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I'm loving it, right? So like
Crazy.
when I tell young marketers, like, yo, bro, you have to understand where you're trying to go.
Fine.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
He's so fine.
So like for me, understanding where I'm at right now, it's like, I ain't trying to knock him off his throne to be like, yo, crab in the barrel. I'm knocking him off the throne because I want to be the best.
Period.
And I feel like Kobe's fuel was to be as good as Michael Jordan or be on that level, which isn't a problem. But LeBron came into me, he shattered that. He's like, I'm gonna be more than that.
I'm trying to be more than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be LeBron, and Jordan's my favorite player. You know, that's what he said. I grew up, Michael Jordan's my favorite player, but LeBron shattering everything that he's done. Minus the 6 rings, right? But LeBron still can get 6 rings.
But how do you feel about the Space Jam though?
But he can ride Anthony Davis. Or he can ride that's what OGs do. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all enough. I'm gonna get y'all where we need to be, and then I'll let y'all close the deal. Cause he's always been like that, bro. So it won't change his MO. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get us all the way to the finish, and then that's why you on my team, bro, to close it. Think about it. I think that's genius. People diss him for that.
You think LeBron got another ring on him?
Oh yeah, they're getting another ring, bro. They might not get it this year, but they'll get it next year.
I got the Hawks before they do.
No. Hawks in 3.
I got the Hawks.
They need a superstar. They need another superstar integrated in. They need like I don't even know who it is, but I thought they should have went and got Jaylen Brown. Nah, Ant ain't gonna fit. Ant Trey Young the man. Ant is the man. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Ant-Man gotta get up out of Minnesota though at some point. But yeah, the Hawks gotta get a bona fide super Kawhi. Not only Kawhi wouldn't fit here, but somebody like that. Somebody that's just straight.
Not Kawhi.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So.
But taking it back to the Space Jam space, right? Because I know we done
We
dissect
go all
from there,
day
right?
with Michael Jordan
But
and LeBron.
about the new legacy, like, do you feel like it took away, like, because, you know, people do, like, remixes to songs, or they'll do a part 2 to a movie or whatever. Do you feel like it took away the, like, classical feel from the original Space Jam?
It goes back to that statement I made. We can't be time whores. That movie is for our kids and nieces and nephews and the kids now. Like, they don't, if they would have watched Space Jam now, they'd be like, what? Like, cut that off. I want to watch YouTube, you know, because it was time stamped. It felt like that time. I do think, again, for me, I get what LeBron's doing. He's trying to, that brand is important to him. So that's why but I don't think he should have been in the movie as much in some spaces. I think that took away a little bit. But I kind of like the movie, to be honest with you. And I think the kids enjoyed it because it was like futuristic for them.
Yeah.
But I don't think it put a damper on the original. If anything, I think it actually helped build in nostalgia so people can go back and see it. Because there's a generation that didn't see it. Like if you, maybe 15, 14? I think they said 14. You didn't see the original movie. You were too young. So.
Look, we can go all day because I want to get into so much more. The sneaker ball, you got so much going on. Ball. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot we can go into. But we're gonna have to bring you back for a part 2 for sure.
Yeah, I'm with it.
But before you get out of here, we gotta play a game.
Okay.
It's called Red Flag, Green Flag.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I
was born ready.
All right. The person you're dating claims, okay, so we know you have your relationship, but we're going to act as if you're a single man, okay?
Okay.
We're going to take it back in time. All right, a person you're dating claims to have no friends and always want to be under you. Red flag or green flag?
My man got to get to work.
Got to get to work. So y'all want do you like the housewife type of woman or do you like a working woman?
I like a working woman. I like somebody who's ambitious and driven and kind of know where they want to go. And then we infuse our lives together to bring that happiness and fun and all that stuff. If you just I don't want to say a housewife is boring. That would be bad. But somebody that's sitting around.
I think it's boring and I'm not one.
Yeah, just sitting around and then waiting for me to be your joy, excitement. I work too hard to do that.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so now you go on a date. Should give it up on the first night. First, green flag or red flag?
I'm gonna go green. I'm gonna go green.
No time to be waiting.
Okay, why? Because some people try to make it seem like if a woman gives it up on the first night or whatever, it's like an issue. I agree, but some people try to make it seem like, oh, you gave it up on the first night.
That's because that person already insecure before going into it, so she might need to throw the red flag. But I think it's good because honestly, if we be real, and I really want to do like a podcast about relationships, and we being real, sex is very important to the whole equation. So if I don't know what that thing hitting on, we ain't really going. I don't know how much time. I don't want no investment, right? Like, how we gonna get
need to know now? Yeah. Right now.
How we going from A to Z and you want to wait until M? It's too late. Because when we get there, it's a wrap. It's gonna be bad for both of us. So you know what I mean? I'd rather go ahead and get it over with, and then now you can set the expectations from there. And I think I jokingly say this to a lot of my female friends that. Yes, that's valuable. I have 2 daughters and a little sister. So yes, I am teaching the value of that, but it's like, it is part of the commitment, right? So it's like, if you don't lay out that, and I know, and and we vibing off of that, it's gonna be hard to have synergy in a lot of other places,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the chick you're dating having an OnlyFans account while y'all dating. Red flag, green flag.
Yeah, I'm going red flag on that.
I mean, but they making money.
Nah, dog. Nah. Before, listen, it'd be different if we were dating and we had a conversation about it, and that's your life, that's your lifestyle and industry that, you kind of rock it. I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? I can give you that. I ain't worried about that. Every month. You ain't got to do nothing. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if pre, right? Like we meet, we kicking it, and then we go on a couple of dates, and then you're like, yo, I just kind of want to tell you, or I pop up and see your OnlyFans. That's a problem, bro.
Okay, but she tell you it's fine.
She tell me when we first dating, it's still a problem. I'm gonna be like, yo, you have to pull that down.
They ain't even doing nothing on there, but taking.
Nah, you still gotta. I got a brand that I gotta.
Oh, you got a subscription week.
Yeah, I got a brand. I got a brand. What I look like walking around with? Yeah, I got a brand. So if after we're dating and you're a model or you're in the what is it, socialites?
Yeah.
So you're a socialite and you're using that to anchor your marketing career, and you're not taking because me personally, bro, like I don't mind my girl posting like sexual pictures on Instagram. I'm being real with you. because it's flaunting what I got. You know what I'm saying? So that don't bother me. It's more the point of like, yo, somebody paying for it. Like, come on, bro. Nah, I'm not doing that. So that's a red flag for me.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so now you in the A. I know you get a lot of girls like, yo, Jah, I'm pulling up to the game. They ain't buy a ticket. They just trying to pull up with the homegirls. Red flag, green flag. No ticket, just straight up.
That's a green flag, bro.
Oh, you like,
Hey, for the homies.
It's for the homies.
For the homies.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I got NBA players at my games, bro. I gotta have that courtside looking. You must ain't never been to that game, bro.
He had me. We were talking about that. I told him he missing
all the
it.
time, like,
You're missing it.
Hey,
You're missing
hey,
it.
you gotta keep that.
Ball,
You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that sideline looking nice. You know what I'm saying?
I'll bring him out for you next
yeah,
time, bro.
that's
You
it.
can work.
Just tell me,
I'll
bro.
bring you 20.
Yeah, easy. Front row.
Easy.
They gonna get front row too.
Easy,
And
man.
we feed them. Give them drinks, Red Bulls, the whole nine.
Yeah, nice. B.
Yeah, nah, that's a green flag, bro. I definitely, you know, like I said, I'm one of those guys. It's like it's for the culture, it's for the team.
It's for the
Women
game.
are very impactful and strong in Atlanta. And they actually, I mean, if y'all want to use that to segue, like sneaker ball is 60-40, 60% women, 40% men.
That ratio is important.
And they come in groups. They buy the VIP ticket.
Any event.
If you're going on Instagram right now, all you see is women comment, oh, I'm looking for my dress. I don't know what shoes to wear. Can y'all help me out? Dude's too cool for school, bro.
Nah, Atlanta niggas are different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we Atlanta niggas now. You know what
Nah,
I'm
like
saying?
for real,
we still
like,
bring in.
Cause I do events.
Uh-huh.
It's always females. Where the niggas at?
Yeah.
I be having to DM niggas, yo. Pull
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But
But
call you at 1 a.m. in the morning.
I do not want to pull up and it's a whole bunch of
this is
females.
why I say what I said, like even about the games. So like at the games, you know, we have a mix, right? So it's like the good thing is we got women games now, right? So we have a women's league, AEBL women. At the early part of the day, bro, it's more women in their games than it is at the men's games.
Yeah, Atlanta's a weird place.
No,
So,
I'm at the men's
listen,
game. Period.
Coming to
No,
the men's
we were literally,
And you
and
get,
I
what's the
wasn't
name?
shocked. I wasn't shocked, but when it reversed, when it's the men's game time, it'd be like, it's more like couples and you know what I mean? Like people there with their significant other or whatever. And then like Pia tell you like when the what I call the bad chicks of Atlanta, I'm gonna actually create a show around this, right? When they come, you see it because in the whole VIP shit. So it's like P and Sky and all these like, and then the dudes, they don't even know what to do because they just like, damn, like those all the chicks I be seeing on social media, they right here at the game. You know, so it's like they start coming because now they like, all right, this is the pre-warm up before I go out and the chicks is here. So I come here to invite them out, you know? So, yeah.
All right, last one.
right.
She tell you don't put the condom on because she don't like how it feels. Red flag, green flag.
You got one more red flag.
All right, y'all. This wraps the conversation with my guy, Jah Rawlings. I am your girl, Portia Marie.
And it's your boy, Iffy.
And this is where creators meet and have dope conversations.
This is Jah Rawlings with AEBL and Finish First Agency, and check me out on the Dope People Meet podcast.